guys, Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. It says, and the earth was without form. So in the Bible, it tells us the earth is without form. But when we go to school, the YT man teaches us that the earth is a globe, which is a form. And it says that the earth is void, meaning it's empty or it's hollow or whatever the case may be. They teach us in school that earth has a crust in a core, making it a solid form, which is the opposite of void. So what we're learning in our schools is the opposite of what we're supposed to be learning in the Bible, right? So it kind of explains on how some of our kids act, because when our kids go to school, they're teaching our kids one thing, but we're trying to teach our kids at home something else, and it's conflicting. It's conflicting what we're teaching our kids and what they're teaching our kids. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. So we already know what's going on with these rockets they keep shooting in the sky. And the reason why, you know why they keep shooting these rockets in the sky? Because they have a plan on doing something to us, and they know that we're God's chosen people. So they keep testing the firmament to see if God is as strong as he says he is. And every time their rockets blow up, their hearts go sunken. It's sunken in because they're like, wow, the firmament is real. We really can't get out of here. So now their resources are being changed. They're changing their resources and they're going somewhere else. They have other focuses. And so my focus right now is to get the truth out of what's really going on. They're teaching us the opposite of what we're supposed to be learning. The school is teaching us things that they can't prove anything. They can't prove that the earth have crust and a core. They just can't prove it. I mean, one thing you can prove is underneath the earth to have it seems as if rivers and rivers of oil, rivers of oil. And so let's keep it moving, man. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and in the morning were the second day. So he called the firmament heaven. That is very important. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together upon one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. So these oceans are just large lakes. They're huge lakes that separate us. You're not on no other side of no globe. You're right on the other side of a lake, a large lake. Right on the other side of the lake of America is Africa. Y'all are like, it's a lake, literally. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together upon one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and gathered together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. Whose seed was in itself after his kind, and God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. So we don't have any fruit growing in America because the man has cut down all the female trees, and so the trees can't pollinate, and then took away our pine trees and all type of stuff that we had here a long time ago, and now they're gone. And so it's a little weird, what's going on lately. But that was the third day, I believe. Yep. And God said, let there be light in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. So we are talking about the sun and the moon is supposed to be in the heaven, right? Is that what's being said here? That is exactly what is being said here. All right. And they were put into heaven, right, to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. So what do they teach us in school? They teach us that they've been to the heavens. They've been to the moon, and it was nothing but dirt in a black sky. So from the beginning, as soon as you go to school, they start teaching us against what we're learning at home. Okay? Now, this is what's going on in America. This is the United States government education. It's going against everything that I'm reading to you right now, okay? And I only got to the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And there's not a lot of birds anymore in America that's even flying around. They keep spraying this stuff in the sky, and it's taken out. It done took out, I don't know, million, probably billions of birds in our whole nation. I don't even see birds anymore. Boy, and God created great whales and every living creature that moveth, which the waters bring forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let fowls multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And what is the first thing he said? He said, be fruitful, right? Multiply. There's no such thing as the earth being overpopulated, but only the YT man is saying the earth is overpopulated, and they're teaching us that the earth is overpopulated. That goes against being fruitful and multiplying. First of all, you need to stop cutting down the female trees, and then we'll have fruit for everybody, and we don't even need to go to your grocery stores. And stop polluting the water. We have plenty of fish in the ocean that can feed us, but you're polluting the water, and then you want to make all this artificial food. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things and the beast of earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. Now it makes sense why they're doing all these things to all these animals. Because we're supposed to protect these animals, and they're showing God that we're not even strong enough to protect the animals. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. Yep. So when it comes to our story, right? Did God create man first? Or did he create woman first? Or did he create both of us at the same time? At the same time. And God blessed them, and God said upon them, be fruitful and multiply. Is that the first thing he said to us? So what is our first commandment? Our first commandment is to be fruitful and multiply, and to replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. That's what we're supposed to be doing, okay? Now, having dominion does not mean what the YT man believes having dominion is. See, they believe in the only way they can get from A to B is through death and destruction. If our God is a creator, death and destruction is the opposite of what he wants, right? He's doing all this creation so you can just commit a bunch of death and destruction to get your dominion. It doesn't make sense, that's just not logical. So you get your dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that move up upon the earth, by being fruitful and multiplying, because that's the first thing he told us to do. So if you're being fruitful, you can get your dominion. That's all you got to do is be fruitful, and you get your dominion. I'm just trying to break down the Bible for you, okay? And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of tree yielding seed. Whoa, hold up. They're not going to trip me up with that one. I'm going to start that over. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, So when I tell you that they took out the female trees, this is telling you they took out the female trees. So in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat. That don't even make any sense. So that's going to be our meat. Okay. So that's our meat. Oh, okay. That's our meat. Fruit is our meat. Oh, no wonder why they took out the female trees. They took out our meat. Wow. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, whereas there is life, I give upon every herb for meat. And it was so. Now that whenever there's an addition like this that doesn't make any sense, always think the YT man added that part. So you can be your own discretion if you believe they added this part or not. But in my world, there's no way he just told us that we can have fruit bearing seed and everything, and we supposed to be fruitful and multiply, that somehow we supposed to slaughter animals to eat. We don't have to do that. That's not something we should have to do. So I don't know. I think that was added there, but that's just me. You believe what you want. I am not who I'm just reading. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was good. and the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, guys. Yo, is it possible that the reason why lions and stuff is eating animals because they're not in their real habitat? That lions may not be in their real habitat? I just thought about that. That's just a weird thought. I don't know where that came from. All right, but that's it. Chapter 1.